What's up, guys? The Jets have signed 16 undrafted free agents to date. I did a video going over the first 10. I'll leave that in the description below. I'll also link the Jet Press's undrafted free agent tracker. They keep updating it so you can stay up to date on the UDFAs the Jets have brought in. I think the Jets themselves use the same tracker, actually. So those gentlemen are doing some good work over there. All right, first up, we got Jared Bartlett, linebacker / edge, Cincinnati. A little dollar store. Jalen Walker, perhaps 6'2", 238 pounds. Was at West Virginia previously to this, but his only season in Cincinnati, he led the team in tackles, tackles for loss. He had 7.5 sacks. Okay. Played both off-ball linebacker and edge rusher in college. Now, he's obviously really small for an Aaron Glenn edge at 6'2", under 240, so he'd probably have to carve out himself a role as a sub-package off-ball linebacker. Of course, UDFAs, you're talking, if they can make the team and even play special teams or be a backup in any capacity, that's a win for a UDFA. But not really an immediate projected role on the team whereas some other guys, like if they really sign if they could come up with a true one-tech defensive tackle, like that is a path where a UDFA could definitely make the team. Maybe interior offensive line depth as well. But on the edge, I think a player like that in the edge linebacker room, I don't see an immediate spot for him. But practice squad could be a place where he gets his career kicked off with the Jets. Now, they've also signed Purdue center Gus Hartwig, and they have Myers on a 1-year deal as the backup center. So I know it's like silly to say like, oh, a future Myers replacement, like it's a big deal. But again, if it's once you get to the 5th round, 6th round, UDFAs, like if you kind of have a guy who could potentially be a backup for you a year from now, that would be a win. Now, he's got 50 starts across 5 seasons with the Boilermakers, and he's honorable mention All Big Ten selection in all 5 years. So it kind of reminds you of like a Max Mitchell situation where the dude was obviously very good in college and technically sound. It's just a question of, does he have the physical chops to hang at the NFL level? And they're not making that bet in the 4th round. They're just making no bet because there's nothing to lose besides, a few $1,000s of Woody Johnson's money and a signing bonus. Now, this one's interesting. Another offensive lineman. This dude's coming from Germany. And there's a video of him putting up 38 cold ones on the bench press of 225, which I can do 8. So he does that and then 30 more. So that's unbelievable, man. Now, he was at UCF before going back to the European League. 6'5", 318 pounds. I think he would be probably, I'm going to wager an interior offensive lineman at the NFL level. But they gave him almost $300,000 in a signing bonus. Those guys, once you get to $250,000 plus in a signing bonus, that means there is some competition for you and the team really likes you, and you're almost at least a guarantee to make the practice squad. And of course, the interior offensive line depth, Myers is a solid pro, but at guard, it's just Xavier Newman. So they don't really have anybody proven at guard, and some teams roster, they go 10, 11 deep on the offensive line. So that is a spot where there could be, like, he could make the team. Some of these other guys, not so sure, but that's a guy where we might want to keep an eye on him there. Did I even say his name? What's his name? It's a very German name. Leander Wiegand. All right. Get your Wiegand jerseys pre-ordered, baby. What else we got here? Daimir Miller. Yeah, we like fast receivers, wide receiver Rutgers. All right. He killed it at Monmouth University. 1,300 yards in 2023 on 90 catches before moving to Rutgers. 5'11", 181 pounds, sub 4.4 speed. And when I looked up his scouting reports, I saw some mock drafts of him going in like the 6th round, 7th round. So again, the batch of, once you get to the 5th, like, I get people don't like the Smith pick. I'm not just trying to fully cope with the draft. It could be a bad draft. Who knows? I just don't want to like freak out before I have a reason to, man, because there's been so much negativity like the last 2 years, and it was warranted. The team was awful. So maybe by October they suck and we can kill them then. But just in the summer, the sun's out. They just got drafted. I just don't want to be in the business of like shredding the new guys just yet. When the time comes, You guys know I'll keep it real, but I don't have it in me to freak out over day 3 picks yet, man. So, but the thing is, like, once you get to that 5th round and on, like, the difference between a 5th round grade and a UDFA grade could be so minute. Like, all these guys could be in the same batch. So, like, maybe Daimir Miller makes a team and does something, and that linebacker they drafted washes out to the practice squad, and it's like you just flip those two. It's like, pretend that guy was the 5th round pick. Who cares, right? We saw that with the draft class where the day 3 kind of sucked, but they picked up Bryce Huff, right? So we'll see. But obviously, you know, a lot of the same things could be said about him. To Smith, super speedy, super small, lacks refinement, but there's that one trait in speed, and obviously special teams. Now, they did add a kicker, which, yeah, we need one, man. I mean, Greg Z was pretty bad last year. He's still under contract. We have the other kid, Carlson, kicking around, but kicker is a massive question mark going into the season. Kaden Davis, Ole Miss. So, yeah, I thought he could be drafted too. Like, there was a couple mock drafts where I threw him in there in the 6th round. I'm like, let's just get a kicker in here. So, 2024 first-time All-SEC selection. Semi-finalist for the Lou Groza Award. Okay. 24-29, including a 57-yarder. Made over 80% of his field goal attempts over 2 years at Ole Miss. Yeah, we need a kicker, man. So I'm glad that they prioritized this. So him and Wiegand are the two where I'm like, all right, these guys can make the team. And then Peyton Page, defensive tackle, made a video about him. So this is the 2nd defensive tackle they added, because they added the dude whose his last name started with Fat, which is great. Now he's an interesting one because he's built like a 3-tech, but his skill set is more like a 1-tech. So he's just in the mix in there on the defensive interior room. Like guys like him, Barron, you know, Watts, McGregor, like can one of those guys stick as some sort of rotational player is the question there. So there's 6 more. We'll see if they add anybody else, and we'll talk about soon.